Hi and welcome to this video about secondary sites for hunting. For you guys who haven't seen our channel before, we produce hunting videos and videos about hunting equipment. Do not hesitate to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our videos. The last couple of weeks I have got some questions from you guys about my rifle setup for driven hunt. And normally on a driven hunt I like to have a rifle with a 1:6 scope. This is because I want to be able to shoot running game at close distance with no magnification or on 1 on the scope. But also be able to turn up the magnification a little bit if I have to sneak in a bullet between some branches or so on a little more distance. Also on running game, I personally prefer shooting on a little magnification, like 2 or 3 if the distance is going up towards 60 to 80 meters or something like that. I have a couple of different rifles for the driven hunt. This is one of them. It's my Steel Action 308, caliber 308, with a synthetic stock. I normally use this when I go inside a beat with a dog and have some stands during the day. If I am on a driven hunt I'm on the stand the whole day, I normally have my 9.3 with exactly the same setup with the rifle scope, but it has a little longer barrel and I feel it's a little more balanced for just standing on a high seat. Now last season I have also tried a 375 Ruger. That is just a little experiment. Some of you guys have commented that it's a little overkill, and maybe it is. I was going on a hunt for buffalo in Zimbabwe this May, but the COVID situation cancelled that hunt, and I thought I wanted to try out the rifle of something, and I can actually say that I really like the caliber. There is just a slightly more recoil on that rifle compared to the 9.3, and the cost of ammunition is more or less the same, and it has a little more punch and death to the animals, but a good perfect placed bullet. It doesn't matter if it's a 308 or a 9.3 or something else. However, the reason for this video today is that I have felt the need of a hunting area I have been to a couple of times last year and also this year. There is quite a lot of open spaces. You can be able to shoot on maybe 200 meters on very safe shots. And then I think that the 6x magnification is a little too less for that kind of hunt. So I want to be able to turn up the magnification, especially since we normally don't shoot female fallows, for example, but we shoot spikers. So I need to be able to turn up the magnification and see if there is spikes on the head on the animal. Of course, you can argue that I can have a binoculars with me for the hunt, but I think that many times in a fast situation it's a little it takes too much time to take up and down the binoculars. Also, if we can shoot a trophy animal like a big male fallow deer, I want to be able to turn up the magnification to evaluate the horns a little bit. You maybe need to follow a group in a semi-fast situation and take a fast decision, and then there is no time going up and down with the binoculars. So I have brought my rifle I have for stalking to that kind of hunt. It has a Trijicon AccuPoint 4-16 rifle scope on it. What I feel that it gets a little troublesome when the animals come very close, especially when they're running, because 4x magnification on a running wild boar on 10 meters, it doesn't work so good for me. So what I have done before, that I have had Trijicon RMR mounted on top on my stalking rifle, because I can use that to zero in target on long distance fast, and if I have 16 magnification here I can find a little faster. But shooting fast running shots with a secondary sight mounted on top, it can be done, but it doesn't work so good for me. I need to release my cheek from the cheek piece and lift my head, and I got no contact with the rifle, and the shot normally don't get so good. But when mounting the secondary sight on 90 degrees in this way, we get a very sleek profile of the scope. It almost disappears between the line of the adjustment knob on the scope, and there's just a little screen or glass on the optic on the side. And on this way I have no magnification or one-time magnification here. And since it's mounted at 90 degrees, if I go up and look through the scope on like 40 degrees and decide it's too much, I just twist the rifle. Just some small little angle on the rifle. I'm dead spot on with the secondary sight, and I have got a red dot here. And I can say that I shoot as good as with any rifle with this mounted in this way. So for me it doesn't matter if I have my normal driven hunt rifle with 1x magnification or I have this. The shots, they are the same. And I shall show you now here on the shooting range how we shoot some running wild boar with this setup. So let's do some shooting. Yeah, now we have shot 6 shots on the running wild boar, 3 in each direction, and I've only used my secondary sight, the RMR. What I forget to mention is, or comment, is that there is also possibility to mount the secondary sight on 45 degrees, especially on these spur mounts. They are very good. There is a lot of options. But since the adjustment knobs on this rifle scope is very shallow, or what you can call it, they are not so wide, there is no reason to mount them here. Because as you can see, if I'm straight on the reticle in the first rifle scope, if I turn to the secondary sight now, I can have exactly the same pressure on the stock with my cheek. I don't have to adjust or raise my head anything at all. I have the same way of aiming. If I would have the secondary sight on 45 degrees, I have to raise my head a little bit and I lose the contact with the stock. So this is much better, for at least for driven hunts and at least for this rifle and scope setup. So now we will go up to the wild boar and see. Maybe I have made an embarrassment of myself, but I hope we have some good shots at least. Yeah, there is a lot of shots being shot at this wild boar, but here we have my 3 shots on the outgoing wild boar, and these rings here, they mark the area where you have a deadly shot on the wild boar, of course the head area and so on, but I don't think you should aim for headshots. I think you should go for the lung and heart, and I try to have my area where I hit something like here, because here you also have a totally deadly shot, and if I get a little back, I misjudge the distance to the wild boar or how fast it's running, I still have some margin. So here, 3 good deadly shots with the secondary sight and outgoing. And now we are coming to the ingoing wild boar. And here we have 1, we have 2, and here I think that's the 3rd. That will definitely kill the wild boar, but I'm not happy with it. I have been a little sloppy there, but at least we have 5 good shots and 1 deadly shot, but not as I aimed. But I think I would have had approximately the same result if I shot with my 1.26. So I just want to show you that it's very doable to shoot with the secondary sight like this. And now I cover all ranges when it comes to hunting on a riven hunt, or where I need to be able to take shots between very close up, 5-10 meters, up to pretty far away, or judge the animal by if it's spike or female and so on. So guys, I hope you have enjoyed this video and get some kind of inspiration for your own rifle setup, and do not hesitate to ask questions in the comments, and I shall do my best to answer it.